Hi, I am Christina. So for this problem, we want to start by graphing the points that we are given. Here's what I am given. I'm going to go to the stat feature of my graphing utility, press edit, and I will see that I'm able to input these coordinate points. So I go ahead, I'll input all of the x values and their corresponding y values. Then I want to find the stat plot feature on my graphing utility. For me, I click second and then y equals, and I just want to make sure that I have turned plot 1 on. Once I have done that, I can go ahead and press graph, and sure enough, I will see a graph of all of these points plotted. Now I'm asked to identify this as linear or quadratic. In other words, does it seem to resemble a line or a quadratic function, which would look more like a parabola? I can tell by looking at it that it is indeed linear. Next, I'm asked to find a model. What that means is I'm going to use the regression feature of my utility to find a best fit line that will approximate those data points that I have inserted. So to do this, I'm going to use the stat feature of my graphing utility. I want to find the calc feature within the stat feature. And I'm looking for something that says line of regression. Mine says LINREG as an abbreviation for that. I'll press enter, scroll down to calculate, and it will go ahead and calculate that line for me. So I remember that the basic structure is y equals mx plus b. And my utility is giving me the values for the m and the b. So I can go ahead and just plug those in. I'm going to round to the hundredths place. I get y equals 0.14x plus 2.24. So this is my model equation. I'm also asked to graph that model. So to do that, I can go ahead and find the y equals button or part of my utility, and I can plug in this equation that I have just found. So I'll go ahead and input that into my utility and press graph, and sure enough, it'll give me that line corresponding and going through the points that we have graphed. Now lastly, we are asked to create a table where we're going to compare the points from our best fit line of regression to the original points. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start, I've set up my table where we have the x values and then comparing the actual y's versus the model y's. So I can go ahead and put in my actual y's. All I'm doing is copying them from what I have, what I was already given. 2.4, 2.5. And again, I'm just getting these from the original problem. So I'm using different colors to just help me differentiate what lines up with what. I find that staying organized makes math a lot easier. Great. So now I just need to compare these with the best fit line that I've created. So I can, at this point, click, I want to go to the table feature of my graphing utility. So for me, I press second graph, which takes me to table. And now I'm going to look for the values of the model y and just plug those in. So when x equals 1, I have 2.3. When x equals 2, 2.5. X equals 3, 2.6. 2.8, 2.9. So we can compare these values and see that they are similar, but not always exact. I have done everything I was asked to do. This is how you complete this problem.